The market in the UK and Europe in general, they don't trade a lot of options, where US is very favourable, and they don't trade a lot of futures. The more I'm getting to understand futures more, is that it is a lot cleaner. It's a lot more manageable. We would love to give you guys a 15-part course to teach you how to execute in the futures market. So the next part of the puzzle after we launch Alpha Futures will be, well, I'd love to launch an Alpha Skills course, which does teach you life skills, does teach you why interest rates do what they do in your money. I think that generation, even my generation, I'm early 30s, but there's a lot of generational gaps where people haven't been taught this.
How many of them have a full-time job, get paid from us, but then don't pay any tax, or don't know how to pay tax?
Well, welcome to today's episode of Pips and Coffees, because even though I've been known to be a degenerate from time and time again, it is 9 a.m. on a Monday morning, so we'll be sticking to a cappuccino.
Yes.
Maybe add a bit of Baileys to it in the next half an hour, but we'll see how we get on and see how much food I'm doing. So, who's breaking first?
Okay.
Contestant number one?
Yep. Yeah, I'm on it.
And this is killer, right?
Killer.
It is a killer. 9 a.m. in the morning, drinking pints, yeah. Absolute killer.
Meaning I get 2 shots as well.
There you go.
I think before we start talking about sort of updates and stuff for the business and where we're going over the next 3 to 6 months, I want to mention we are opening a new office, which will be in my homeland. I'm very proud of this, in Newcastle upon Tyne, which was going to be the core, all the technical stuff still going to be done in London, but the core centre hub of Alpha Capital Group, which will be, well, we may as well mention it now, the prop firm for the CFDs, the prop firm for the futures, but also ECG Markets, the broker that we own, and accounts and stuff like that, will all be in Newcastle upon Tyne. So if you're watching this and you're from Newcastle and the surrounding areas, we're going to be having a big drive on recruitment.
And that's mainly support-based staff.
Support-based staff, yeah. Anyone that's
Customer service.
Yeah, customer service, affair with markets, affair with using like MT5 and the other platforms that we have.
Yep.
Would love to hear from you. I will put something out in the Discord. And yeah, you can come meet the team, myself and others in Newcastle. But we're excited about that. It's going to be
good.
It's going to be a great little hub.
Will it be like an open door policy as well?
Yeah, open door policy. I mean
for Alpha customers.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I know I'm a bit famous, guys, but but yes, of course, it's an open door policy. So if you've got anyone that wants to pop in, have a coffee with us, then feel free. It'll be down on the quayside. So I'll be putting that information out with Discord this week.
And one thing that you've been wanting to do for about 2 years, which we will introduce now now we'll have the support team all centralised in a singular office, is telephone support. Telephone
support, massive thing that I've always thought about, you know. Any jobs I've done in the past has all been over the telephone. You know, when I used to work for Drew, over the telephone. You need that communication. So 2 things we're looking to implement, and very important, is we're going to be having telephone support from the hours of GMT time, 8 a.m. till around 8 p.m. So if you need us, if you're desperate for anything, we'll have a full team in there. You can give us a call, we'll pick up, and we'll help you live over the phone with any issues that you may have.
When do you expect to be live on telephone?
Telephone support, I'd say first week of May.
Yeah.
That'll be the plan. Definitely. So I've got some people moving up. So telephone support, and also, which is in the process, which we have said for a long time now, is that we will be integrating WhatsApp for funded traders.
Yep.
So a live, direct WhatsApp that if you are funded with us and you have an issue and you're worried and you're panicking and you don't feel comfortable speaking over the phone, or like a lot of our traders, maybe your English isn't great. You know, you can go straight to your live WhatsApp where you'll have an account manager that if you have any questions about your funded account, you've got someone really with you every step of the way, which is really important. We've got that now.
You're actually finding a lot of businesses are doing that now. They're using WhatsApp support.
Listen, you need it.
A lot,
if you're funded, you know, you've got an opportunity there to make a good living, you know. And I've been there on the other side of it. If you're a bit anxious about something and you're chomping at the bit to get an answer, I appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone else does.
Sometimes like an hour or 2 on emails, although that's still short.
But a little quick WhatsApp, got your email, because that's why we're centralising everything, because the centralised support will be, I've got your email, Billy's dealing with your email, Harry's dealing with your email, Alfie's dealing with your email, someone's dealing with your email. It's in the office, and we've got it there. So especially for the funded traders, it's a very great add-on. So that will be done by the 1st of May. don't quote me on it, maybe second or third week.
Just going back to telephone support, how are you going to deal with the language barrier? Because clearly they're not all.
You fala Portuguese.
But is it within your plans to eventually get Spanish speaking?
Huge part of our transitional plans. I mean, in Newcastle, which is one of the reasons why, apart from me living there, is putting it there. There's a lot of universities, Newcastle, Northumbria. A church I go to, for example, has got a massive Spanish community. So, our big transition now is into foreign countries. But we will be doing it as an Alpha firm would do. Not just running ads in dubbed languages. We're going to be really trying to build the same thing that we built here for Alpha in the foreign countries. Especially to start with, will be Spain and Spanish-speaking countries, and then we'll go to Portuguese, French, German. But we will ensure that, yes, Drew, the answer to your question, I will always have external support for mods, external support for live chat, but the plan of this is to have solid email integration support in an office whereby each department is there liaising with each other to make it more efficient.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fast and efficient. Staying with the telephone, I mean, I don't know if we're going to have foreign telephone support from day one, but we want to be able to, if you've got a problem, pick the phone up, It's a lot better to speak on the telephone.
And how many bodies are going to be in this office to start off with?
To start, there's going to be 10. Obviously, we've got about 50 that work for us already, all over the world in different positions. But actually, probably more with the Indian stuff.
No, but I mean mainly
Newcastle. I mean, I've seen an office in the same building as ours. It's a 30-man office. Eventually, we've got the whole group. It'll be great to fill that out, And like I say, especially if you're watching this and you're a student at Newcastle or Northumbria University, and you can speak Spanish or you can speak any other main European and global languages, do get in touch. Drop us a message if you want some part-time work, because there will be some great part-time work there. It's been a vision for all of us. Even though we could outsource our support to like the Philippines, etc., we want to make sure that our clients have got the best support. They're getting the best cover, and I think just centralising that a little bit more now is just going to make us so much more fast and efficient in what we do.
Be one of the, or if not the first prop firm to have a head office?
I don't think so. I think
there's probably a few.
There's probably a few. I mean, some of them probably pretend they do, but when you really pull the layers back, they probably don't. But I think, I mean, look, it's we're looking at this through as an operational part of the group, not just Alpha Props. This is going to be a hub for the whole group. We've got some big plans, as you know, not just the broker, not just the futures, other businesses, Alpha Comps. There's so much exciting things that we're going to bring to the community. We're looking to build Alpha Capital Group. We're looking to build, I hope, and I'm sure we'll get it right, the biggest fintech brand in Europe. That's the vision, long term. But with this stuff, it takes a bit of time. But we've always started that from day one. We've got a lot of things, a lot of irons in the fire, a lot of great people that we've had introductions from yourself, and obviously George, some of your contacts that are really great at what they do within financial services, and they are really going to help us on the road to building that. To building that fintech community for the retail trader, let's get it. Let's not get it wrong.
On that note, it's probably a good time to speak about the futures business. So, when do we intend to be full launch with Alpha Futures?
So I think we'll stick a firm date out, but it won't be long. It will be within 3 months. Could be a month, could be 3 months, but it will be within that time frame. I think.
ECG markets ready 15th of May for deposits.
ECG markets will be first, and then Alpha Futures. But I think you're seeing quite a big shift with everything that happened in the US with meta quotes, particularly, I mean, CFDs in and of themselves in the US, whether it's virtual or not, has always been a question. So,
but I think it's good to mention that this isn't CFDs.
It's not.
Absolutely.
The caveat to it is it's virtual. There's no client deposits. There's no
but
direct
from what you
market
guys
access.
have seen, there's demand.
I think there's a shift.
Futures prop.
There is, and there's a lot less competition in Alpha Prop, FX Prop. There's over 100 firms probably.
Right.
In the futures prop side, I could probably name 10.
Really?
So also the shift over the past 3 months, you've seen a lot of US based traders probably shifting their focus to
the futures
Because of
if
what's
they,
happened.
Yeah, because if they was with 3 or 4 different FX props, and then overnight everyone said, right, there's no, we can't onboard US clients, can't onboard US clients, and they lost 4 or 5 accounts because of that, just purely because of their jurisdiction, and it'd be safer to go futures.
You mentioned there's maybe like 10 big US futures prop firms. Are they all based in the US? Do they all originate in the US?
I think bar a couple.
But,
there's one I know in Europe, which is they have a mixture of FX and futures on the same website.
Yeah.
They're a good company. They're run by market professionals. But but the futures prop is, because I think there is only 10 companies. There's a lot less innovation and competition.
Yeah, a lot less innovation.
Because there's only 10, they're all doing a similar thing at a very good level. But because there's only 10, they're not all trying to there's not 50 of them one-upping each other on rules. So it's a much more stable.
Like we've seen in our industry.
Yeah,
right?
and some firms push it too far, and you see, everyone sees what
educate me a little bit on futures, because believe it or not, I've never traded futures. Traded a lot of options, a lot of CFDs. With futures, could you get a futures contract on all the instruments that people can trade under our current prop? So all the FX pairs, gold, indices.
But it's the same as people that are trading the US 30. That's a derivative based on the pricing of the futures contracts itself. So there's not actually as much difference as
you get a lot of people trading the
think.
CFD futures price.
You can trade.
A lot of people trade the CFD.
It is literally the futures price, but just a CFD contract.
It's something that I never ever offered to my clients. When I was trading a lot of CFDs, I think the one of the reasons, I'm talking about live accounts now, slightly different to the prop. You don't pay financing, do you, on futures contracts? Is that right? In comparison to if you got US 30 and you're offside and you want to carry the position, could end up costing you a few bucks, right?
Forced open.
The main thing that I think a lot of people are attracted, particularly in the US, because it's instilled as to why they don't like CFDs, because of it's a swap or based on interest rates, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But on futures, it's an exchange traded contract. It's the same price everywhere, the same spread, the same market depth. You can see the order. If you're trading with interactive brokers or Tradeovate, it's the same. You're trading the CME. It's the same as if you're with any other futures broker. You're still trading the same CME.
Doesn't matter who you're coming through.
The price remain the same. Yeah, whereas you can go to.
Whereas on CFDs, you can see
like
major
IG will be
differences in
slightly
spreads.
different.
Yeah, there could be a point either side of.
Do you know what really excites me though about this, right? Is because obviously we're a UK firm, and all of us here have worked within or ran companies within CFD, so we all get that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now the beautiful thing about this is true. If you remember when I worked for you in your stockbrokers, one thing that you guys were doing a lot of is you're doing the CFDs, but you're doing a lot of option stuff as well. Hedging risk against the CFD, against the option because of the premium, so on and so forth. But I remember telling you this just about 8 years ago, the market in the UK and Europe in general, they don't trade a lot of options, where US is very favourable, and they don't trade a lot of futures, which the more I'm getting to understand futures more, and it's a journey with the people that we've got advising us as well, is that it is a lot cleaner. It's a lot more manageable contracts wise. But what excites me, and what me and you were talking about, is we're going to bring this, because we've got a lot of business here in the UK, right?
Yep.
We would love to, and we're going to do this as well, is to give you guys, we're going to build, with our good friend in America, who's going to be helping us, build a model from scratch. It's not going to cost you anything as the client, and that will be a 10-part to 15-part course, 15 hours worth of stuff for free, to teach you how to execute in the futures market.
Yeah. And does that start off a little bit like a dummy's guide to futures?
Yeah,
what is a future to start off with? Because people need to know this.
Someone that understands trading FX in the UK, the first probably few, the few episodes of the learning material will just be what are the exact differences between futures and FX or CFDs. And once you understand that it's not as different as you think it actually is, it's not then this, some of the futures platforms.
Why would you, this is my thing, right? If I'm a CFD trader and I'm doing our challenges and looking to, be a qualified analyst with us, and someone says futures, it's not in their mind, because it's like, right, I'm going to take a risk, I don't really know it. And as you know, the number one saying is things you don't know, don't get involved with.
Yeah.
So our thing is to bring to the community, regardless if you buy with Alpha or not, is to show you guys that we will give you a course that will be in the dashboard.
Yep.
You have access to learn the game. So then all you're doing is you're just adding another skill set to your trading arsenal. Before you know it, you're fully skilled in CFDs. which you already are, because that's why I'm sure you're ongoing learning, but that's why you're there, you're making money. But we're going to give you an opportunity to have another stream of potential income for you from the fees.
And it may help them trade in FX. Like in stocks, you'll look at the order book and where the flow is, and that helps, push the price, and that physically moves the price of a stock.
And now you can get that visibility on
a futures traders will look at the order book and where all that, because you can see that it's an exchange traded product. It's the same order book for every broker. CFDs, it's not. If you looked at IG's order book or depth of market, it's different to CMC.
A trader's perspective, is it easier to manage? Is it easier to manage risk on a future in comparison to a CFD? I mean, could you add?
Yes and no. I mean, it's fair. It's not too much different. Obviously, the contracts are slightly different. The size of the position is different, but you can take the same position. It's not like a one lot. It's one contract. Yeah. So, and then obviously, hold it on the futures model. Firms don't allow you to hold overnight. So then that kind of removes the essence of swinging a futures contract that's like the March expiry when you should be trading the June expiry contract.
Well, I suppose you can't wake up to a huge gap in the market. You've got overnight exposure.
So, and that kind of, the firms that introduce that rule kind of, enforces that discipline.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think we're gonna. I'm not going to mention now, but we're going to tweak a few things on the challenge. It'll be more favourable. Number one, but number two, it is for us to allow people to get a solid education from our platform. Because we're not, there's a load of people that I'm sure wants to get stuck in to the futures, but they just won't do it simply because they don't know enough. So we're going to hopefully be the people in the UK that can take people that have never traded before on the journey to be confident enough to say, right, I'm trading with Alpha and I'm trading futures with Alpha.
But all you're educating on is a product itself.
It's a
non-advisory base.
Non-advisory, how the product works, maybe a couple of little trading tips that people...
It's more like for our current audience that already trade day in, day out, probably have done for years. Just don't know what the difference is between trading an FX spot or a CFD derivative to the futures counterpart. And once they understand that difference and the difference in contracts and expiries and
quite fancy an account myself. I want to give it a go. I do.
Yeah, and I think, look, we've got some big, like I say, the next part of the puzzle after we launch Alpha Futures and ACG Markets will be Alpha Stocks. Still very early. I know there's another firm that's got not Alpha Stocks, but got a stock program. But we are looking at it. We've got some advisors helping us with that as well. Got to always get advice from the outside world. There's always people that are, smarter than you, and we've got some really good people in our corner, really good people, which I'm excited for Alpha Stocks because that could be, if we get that right, that's phenomenal for anyone. That all of a sudden you're well educated in futures, you're well educated in stocks, you're well educated in CFDs. You've got skill sets there to pick up for life, but we need to start adding some really good education in to help people with products and what to look for fundamentally as well. Because, a lot of these trading courses, you see them out there, is obviously a lot of them aren't very good, but it's a lot of technical stuff rather than fundamental based
stuff. As it stands, what are we doing with that now? For example, Planty, assume is doing some one-to-one.
So Planty does his live, and there's not that many people that watch them because we've seen the numbers.
And the feedback's phenomenal about fundamentals. Planty, where do I learn this?
Yeah. But Planty does, I think, every Monday, every Friday, and then he's going to start doing Whiteboard Wednesdays. So Whiteboard Wednesdays is just on a whiteboard, it could be basics.
Stagflation, inflation, how it impacts the market, all that stuff.
Mondays and Fridays he'll do a market outlook and a market recap, and he'll go through news events coming, key fundamentals, what news releases or what speakers to be aware of, what, if there's going to be a rate decision, and then why that's going to impact the market, why you should know about
Well, I see lately, actually, I watch a lot of his stuff, and he's had a lot of commentary on gold, hasn't he?
Yes.
Before the big move as well, he's been following.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah, most recently, over the weekend, we've just had, obviously, the Iran, and, it's sent a lot of the market, obviously, shooting down, as it does in times of,
gold
potential war, and gold up, and the rest of the market down. So, but yeah, just understanding things like that and why that happens.
Yeah.
Like just seeing something, hit the news headlines and then gold shoots up and some stock markets crash. But why?
Do you think that our customers are warming quite nicely to
the ones that watch? Yeah, the ones that watch.
But what I've seen in the space that we're in, a lot of the prop world is predominantly a younger audience. So a lot of the younger audience, where they've come into this, I'm sure people will agree watching at home, is they've seen influencers, they've seen this, that and the other. And when they watched it, they've said, I want to get into trading. So they're very technical focused. And by the way, we have some people from all walks of life that trade with us in Alpha that are phenomenal at technical trading. Phenomenal. Great. However, what they drastically lack on, a lot of people, is fundamentals. Now, you can be the greatest technical trader in the world, but you need to know what the market's doing and why it's doing it, or what the risks potentially could be if X, Y, Z happens, because your technicals won't be worth anything if X, Y, Z does happen.
So they can get blown out of the water.
Get blown out of the water.
It will invalidate every single line that you've got drawn.
So we want to use Planty to really
drill down on
fundamentals. But again, what our job is here, one is to provide, I've said this all along, right? We all know how trading works. Let's not get this wrong. Majority of people fail. That's a fact. So what our job is here is to give you the best place to trade, which I think we do very well.
It's that ecosystem. So they've got a platform that they can then extend.
The best platform, the best community, the best contact. That's why we want to make these telephone services, so on and so forth. But we want to educate people. We want to give people the opportunity to learn. You can spend, how many years can you spend in the city or, working at brokerage, where if we can bring that to you for no cost, these are skill sets that are going to last for life. As you go through work and as you get, more money yourself personally in your career, and you want to put some live deposits on, and you want to trade, we want to give you that direction.
Just to clarify as well, before we start getting people asking, teach us how to trade and teach us this strategy. It won't encompass specific trading strategies so that everyone's doing the same.
There's no trade ideas.
But what it is, as what Alex has touched on there, is the fundamentals, the how, the what,
but it teaches you about the real world.
I think what you're saying is, by understanding it, you are improving your chances.
Yeah.
Okay. And one thing that I personally want to take on as a personal project, which we're far away from it now, but I'd love to launch an Alpha Skills course, which does teach you life skills, does teach you why interest rates do what they do in your money. I think that the generation, even my generation, I'm early 30s, but there's a lot of generational gaps where people haven't been taught this. They haven't been taught how to live.
Well, we had the conversation. We had the conversation yesterday. I wonder how many. I don't want to bubble anyone up that's our client in the UK or overseas, but how many of them have a full-time job, get paid from us, but then don't pay any tax or don't know how to pay tax or what they should or
understand it. Which we're going to bring out accountant in at Cube Consultancy for a podcast in a month or so's time.
Probably a good idea.
There's going to be here. There's going to be on call for you guys if you need any advice on taxes, not from us, just to clarify, but on our regulated chartered accountants that we love, Cube Consultancy up in Hertfordshire. Mark and Richard, shout out to them. They're going to come in as an advisor to our business. That you can, if you want a free consultation, you can click a button on the platform when you get a payout. They will call you. They will consult and see if you need help tax-wise. So that's one of the things. So we want to try and encompass trading, but also life skills as well. I think it's a big thing because we have indirectly got a platform of younger generational people that are coming up. Which, bear in mind, at 19, 20, 21, these guys are hungry. They want to get on in life. They want to, but they maybe not have anyone there that can help them get on in life. They've done it all themselves. So we want to
particularly as well, if some of these individuals are making good enough money where they don't need another 9 to 5, then they're not in a working environment with, the hierarchy of older individuals that you kind of learn from and see day to day. If you're at home trading day in and day out, making good money, excellent. And then
how are you going to make them contacts?
And then all you're just around with your friends on the weekend, and you lose that kind of that social.
No, I agree.
You lose that social.
Just going back to what we were saying about customer experience and platform. I don't know if we can or can't mention what we're looking to do in terms of improving the trading experience even further. The recent deal that we've just done with.
What do you mean?
Trading View.
Oh, Trading View. Yeah, so we can do that. So we are looking to obviously. I thought you were going to say something else. So sorry, I'm coming out of the sheet. So we are going to build Alpha Trader, which we've obviously paid there's another company out there that's done the same, where we've just paid a lump of money to TradingView. to have their platform integrated into Alpha Trader, but we're going to add a lot of facets to that to hopefully build over the next 12 months the best trading platform that's out there in the world at the moment. That is the vision, you know, which is exciting. But George said this, by the way, 10 weeks he reckons that'll be there. So what's today's date? Anyone's got a date today?
Oh, no, 10 weeks is in, I might be able to test it.
10 weeks. See, it's never my fault, everyone.
It's in progress. It's
pretty expensive. I think what he meant was it'll take us 10 weeks to pay for it.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, on to updates. The Trading View platform is going to be phenomenal. But it's great for us to say this today. I'm buzzing for it. The Americans, our brothers and sisters in America, will be back with Alpha Capital Group as a prop this
month. In the next week, 2 weeks, tops.
Yeah, this week, maybe next week, but
they don't know what week or day we are.
Let me just clarify the date. What's the day?
By the time this goes out,
US
will be open.
Yeah, Danny's a bit faster than George, so yeah. Have a watch of that. But
there you go.
I'm not very good at pool. I haven't got the patience.
Good, Drew. Are you? Well, I've lost count. I think I've missed two.
I have as well.
Yeah, so
we all missed two. How many lives have we got?
I think I've only missed one. Beautiful.
we've got 5 minutes left. So
He said that so quiet.
I think it's probably. Do you think it's worth mentioning the guy that we're going to hopefully? Yeah. So I'll wait till George takes a shot.
Really? No pressure. Well, there's nothing to do anyway.
Shame. Just having a vape off camera. Standard. Don't smoke myself. Yeah. So one thing that we have seen in the market, I think across all things that we're looking to get better and bigger and better at the whole marketplace, if you will, is content. Now, Drew, as a man that runs several businesses, you hate coming here on a Monday morning, don't you? Yes, you do. Just tell the truth.
Yeah.
No.
Let me clarify. I hate drinking pints on a Monday morning.
Okay, but you also dropped me at least 4 WhatsApps going, mate, do we need to do this? Remind me of
Don't put me saying things. I've just been exposed.
Yeah, just been exposed. So we've been in the works now for a good few weeks to try and find, or a good few months, to really find someone that we can bring into the business that can lead our content vision and content plan. We've seen a couple, but there is obviously a man that's going to be coming and joining us here. We've already spoke to him offset today and last week. Coming to join us on set, which is a man by the name of Riz Burgundy, or a bit of a big deal. That's Anchorman, quote that for a minute. But Riz Iqbal. Now, we all know what's happened recently there, which we'll discuss in a bit, but I think his content as a podcaster is phenomenal. So we are hoping to see if we can do a deal. Wait a minute. Don't get carried away. Do a deal where he can come and represent us, everyone watching, yeah? Represent us as a podcaster for our business. Podcaster only, yeah? Just to clarify. But a podcaster for our client, because I think he's phenomenal at what he does. The guy, from speaking to him, he's got a big vision with his channel.
Yeah.
And, you know...
And people will soon get bored of us three.
Yeah, of course. Well, I don't know, but used to maybe, but I've got a bit of character about me. But yeah, used to, boring as fuck, yeah.
I think back to what you just bubbled Drew up there for not wake up. Obviously, we're all extremely busy, and our day today is not making content or taking a whole day out of a week, or it could be whether that's once a month, twice a month, 3 times a month. That's a lot of time when we've just dropped a lot of things that we're up to. Alpha Futures, Alpha Cap, ACG Markets, which is already
Alpha
there.
Stocks.
Regulated stocks is something that will be.
But look, let's be honest with it. Content is not our natural expertise.
No.
Never has.
No.
Never will.
I'm not a content
BBC, ITV, Ant and Deck's getting a bit old now. Saturday night takeaway. If you need me, I can stick a suit on, get some veneers, and I'll be sound.
I think that's why Deck had a problem in the first place. He went out with you for a night out, didn't he?
Just a coffee drink.
Is that
on
why you've been
myself.
getting your sunbeds recently?
Yes, it is. Might see, looking a bit tander. I'm starting to fit. Do you know what? I need to practice what I preach a little bit more, because you probably see me in the Discord. I'm always on you. Do your best. But one thing that I've kind of neglected has been fitness and health. And as a youngster, I was involved in a lot of sport. And yeah, so my new thing now is obviously the business is flourishing, but, you know, I say this to everywhere, health is wealth, you know, I don't want to kill myself in the process of giving you guys a great platform to be part of. So, yes, you'll see me over the next couple of months, more tanned, more lean, more teeth, and I might take a trip to Turkey and get more hair. So we'll see what's going on.